know, divergence of opinion on what you're supposed to do with the cue ball here. Well-known teacher Grady Matthews says if the cloth is new, you should play the shot 3 rails short back to the end rail, and if the cloth is old, you play it long. Tom Karabotsos did neither one. So he only loses 1 for that because he drove 2 balls to the rail as required. So he starts off one in the hole. I'm getting some indication the players will use the overhead beads here for scoring. That will make it easier for us to tell you what the score is by far. Now Tom is on a foul. If he had failed to drive 2 balls to the rail, he would have lost 2 points, and the foul would not have counted towards 3 consecutive scratches. Because he sent the cue ball into a pocket, he is on a foul.
What do you know about this kid playing Tommy, George?
Both he and his father are excellent players. The son is regarded as slightly better. And he, as I was saying, he qualified last year. He won the qualifying tournament held here. Either won or came in second and went out to New Jersey and was kind of nervous in the game I saw him play. I think he was playing Danny Berruti and came in second. Stroke isn't quite as smooth as a lot of players would like to see. It's sort of abrupt. I was telling the audience that it must be wonderful to have young eyes, but I wouldn't know.
Well, I just had a miracle performed on me. I had cataract surgery. I wore glasses all my life. I'm 70 years old. And the cataract surgery restored my vision to 2020.
No, that's quite remarkable. You had better luck than Danny DiLiberto then. He had LASIK surgery and lost sight in one eye. But I'm glad to hear you're seeing well. And you see how he fired that ball in without much thought. That was mindless, and that's what a lot of younger players do. You hate to blame it on their youth, but that
Sailor was talking about when he's method is that
method. You think of the ramifications of every aspect of the shot.
That's exactly the best way to put it.
Where
every single time you do that.
Where's the cue ball going, and where are all the secondary balls going, or at least a vague idea of where they're going, so you don't wind up with this.
After a while, if you watch the player, you can kind of read his mind and see that he's doing that. When they get into dead stroke, you can kind of get into his mind and kind of follow his thinking, even though
Well, if he gets into dead stroke, he's playing instinctively. We're not likely to see that with any of the players we're looking at today unless they really get open. Oh, incidentally, concerning our last match, Bob Cozzolino was quite concerned that I mentioned what an expert pizza maker he is. And I can speak to this from personal experience. He really is a fine, fine cook. This run is going to end right here. Safety complete. It's answerable, but there are no open shots.
He may have forgotten that Tommy was on a scratch because he could have probably put in a lot more trouble than this.
Yes, he could have. Yeah, that's a very good point Freddie just made. You should always keep track of what your opponent did and whether he fouled in his last inning, because if you get in trouble, you can turn the table right back to him.
That's also part of playing the method.
No, it certainly is.
And
with these, let's see, 5, 9, with these 11 balls lying just the way they are, you can see that the cue ball at the far end rail would be a much better defensive position where Tommy is now. But he rushed the shot, and he played the shot without thinking about anything except just that lone ball in front of him. Can't play straight pull that way.
Tommy's going to put him kind of where
he should have put Tommy, except now there's a ball open for him to fire at with his young eyes. And he will undoubtedly go for this 3 ball. Might even go for the ball underneath it at the 12.
I get a kick out of these kids. he's looking at it as if he's not going to shoot it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and that,
thinking it over.
it's probably only
the
because
whole world knows he's going to shoot it.
it's probably only because it's tournament play too. If you were playing this shot for money, there wouldn't be any hesitation at all. Well, that's what, huh?
These kids shoot it.
Yeah,
So
that's.
make believe he's not going to shoot it. You know. Yeah,
Yeah, sure you're not. Yeah. Yeah, the 14 and the 15 appear to be dead. The 5 and the 8 are makeable. He really doesn't have any problems here. He should run this frame. Only problem I see is getting a shot on the 11 where he doesn't have to lose the cue ball and he can save those 3 balls to the right of the 11 for next. Very rangy stance, really spread out over the cue.
Try to get at that 11 now. Looks like George. Not a lot of room.
That's a good idea. He should get it off of there. It partially blocks the pocket from the 12, and it's got to come off. I don't know what he has in mind here. Well, there's a path to the 11. Probably shoot the 5-8 combination next. All right, takes a look at the 14-15. That's attractive. If he wants, he can bump the 14 out here for another break shot.